you to join with me in Kahko Ikaman. We all sing praises of Sanatan Dharma, Vedic Satya Sanatan Dharma. Kavita, please take the mic and join me in singing, please. Krishna, you too, all the children. Successful one. So in an effort to do that, I will share something from our scriptures. On behalf of Guruji Dr. Satish Prakash, it is through his grace and through his teachings that this is all possible. The topic that we discussed today is how can I develop higher consciousness, as you can see on the screen. Higher consciousness just means how do I elevate my being. One way of doing that is what we're all doing right now. Come to Mandir, associate with noble people. Not just saying that we're noble, but actually having our actions, our actions proving that we're noble people. Standing up for the truth. When we see something wrong being done, raise our voice. This is how we elevate our consciousness. We become of higher consciousness. And that is our goal. That is our objective. in this world, there are problems. We get too attached to things. So the question is, how can I break free from Maya, illusion, from entitlement of this world? We are told in our scriptures, use everything in this world. Resources are provided to us for our own benefit. But do not get overly attached so that when the time comes, and the time will come for each and every one of us, to relinquish these material acquisitions, that we do not have any sort of regrets. If we use these resources provided in this world, but we use it with the sense of they do not belong to us, they're temporarily lent to us. How can we be free from Maya, from entitlement? What is the strategy to be eternally free from infatuation and possessiveness? Possessiveness is being overly covetous, meaning using the things of this world with that sense of keeping them only to ourselves. We need to be able to have the sense that when the time comes, we have to relinquish it. And in the next verse, it says, Jo nar jagme mukti chahata, jeevan mukti yahi ban jata. To be free there, you need to start freeing yourself here. And when we say there, we mean in our next life. We all know and believe in rebirth. This is not our last birth. We are performing actions for us to be blessed with another human birth in our next life. Or, even better, for us not to be reborn for quite some time, for us to gain mukti or liberation. This is why it is important for us to do our utmost best. Human as we are, we may err here and there, but it is important for us to do our utmost best in order to be free there in that life. We need to start freeing up ourselves here in this life. We need to perform such actions that will make us be free in that life, that we do not have any tension, that we do not have any bad qualities that would bound us, but we're free in that life. And it continues to say, watch your speech. Our speech, as we know, is one of the most important things. What we say carries is very impactful. We may say something very simple, we may think of it as being simple, but whoever we're speaking to, it may have such an impact that they may take it the way we intended, or they may not. So we have to be very careful of our speech. We also have to watch our actions. In the Havanyejo we say, may our minds be filled with beautiful and benevolent thoughts. For we all know what we say is what we do. Our speech and our actions go hand in hand. So we must watch them both in order to free ourselves in this birth and in the next birth. And in upcoming births, if we are to have many more births after this one. We also need to give up all sins. And for a simple explanation of sin is that which is not prescribed in the Vedas. For us to know that, we need to study, we need to look at Vedas. But a simple definition is that which is very selfish and it's only for our benefit. That may be sinful. But if it's something that we engage in and it is beneficial, not only to ourselves but for everyone else, then it is not sinful. It is a noble action. And that's what we strive to do. We strive to not only benefit ourselves in this life, but to benefit others as well, and make an impact on others too. Yaha said give up sins. Sins give pain. Snap connections with sin now, at this time, because the objective is, we just said, for us to free up ourselves in this birth in order to be free in the next birth. Satyabhashan Adik Sukhidai Sat is truth. Virtues like truthfulness will make us happy in this life. Adopt the virtues. One of them is truth. There is also Satyam Vada, speak the truth, Dharmam Chara, follow the precepts of the Ved and Dharma. That which is beneficial, like I said, to all of us, to ourselves and people around us. I try to watch our speech and know that what we say may have an impact, a negative impact, on other people, and be cognizant of that. Jagame Satya Satya Aneka Satsangati se Karahu Viveka. Truth and untruth present themselves in many ways. Use satsang, like we are all here in Mandir today. Satsang, sat means truth, like I just said, and sang means with. So with people who propagate dharma, people of a noble intent, people, Arya Samaji, are people who are noble in every way, in their thoughts, words, and deeds. And that's what we strive to be. Use satsang and draw a line between them. When we say satsang, we associate with people of mostly of our caliber, of our level, but we strive to, whatever lapses we have, and we all have them, whatever lapses we have, we strive to move past them and be a better human being. When we did the Havan Yajna and the fire was burning, I said, just like the fire burns upwards, may we too uplift ourselves. Whatever lapses we have, only we know them. And we can only work on them or overcome them if we accept that we have a lapse or a fault. If we see nothing wrong with what we're doing, we'll never work on it or change anything. But if we accept that something is wrong and I need to fix it, then only we can. And we follow God. All of us here, if we don't believe in a higher power, in God, we wouldn't be here. Man mana bhava mad bhakto madhyaji ma namaskuru. Absorb your mind in me, God. In the Vedas it is said, absorb your mind in God and devote yourself to me, God. Resign yourself to me, to God, and bow to me. It is only when we realize we're smaller and we're more humble and we're less than someone, then we would bow to them. God made the most. When we refer to ourselves, we say we're Atma, we are soul, and we say God as being the Paramatma. God is the highest or elevated soul. We can also be elevated souls, just like Maharshi Dayanand, Sri Ram, Yogeshwar, Sri Krishna. We can be elevated souls too. It is not beyond our comprehension. But in order to do that, we need to perform such actions. We need to, our thoughts, our words, and our deeds need to be in harmony and be of a very high caliber. And at any time when we're in this world, we have fears. In one of the mantras in the Havanyaja that we perform week after week, we say, give us abhayadan, the gift of fearlessness, O God. May we never have any sort of fear, depending on what's going on with our families, the fear of losing a job, the fear of whatever it may be. May we not suffer from any sort of fear. May we live the best life we possibly can, but at the same time, may we not suffer from any sort of fear. And this bhajan will end with, and it says, Tu kahe bhaya khavi. Bhaya means fear. Why are we afraid, or what are we afraid of? And it is also important for us to know what makes us afraid so we can get rid of it, overcome it. It is the same philosophy. Once we are aware of what it is, we can work on it. We need to be cognizant of what it is that gives us fear, and then we can overcome it. For example, someone, a fear of losing a job, but then we need to perform some sort of activity that will give us security in the job, with all efforts in order to secure that job. If we fail to do that, then we may have to succumb to that fear. We may lose the job. Just as an example. We'll all sing this one and then we'll bring this to a close. But it is my goal and objective that if we take anything away from today, it is that we can all be elevated souls. We can all elevate ourselves to a higher level. मनवा तू नाही भय खावी मनवा तू नाही भय खावी तू नाही भय खावी मनवा He is indestructible. We, on the other hand, we're destructible. We can be destroyed. Unaging, God is unaging. We, on the other hand, we age. And eternal, God is eternal. But we're not. He lives in every heart. God lives in every heart. So the question arises, what makes one better than the other? And the answer is nothing. If God lives in each and every one of our hearts, we're all equals. He's the master of this world, and He dwells inside me and you. He will take your boat across this ocean. But we need to sit and we need to pray and we need to remember Him at all times. Perform your duties. Get up, go to work, all these are routines. And call God's name. और प्रभु का नाम लिए जाओ. Give up all false pride. Focus on your destination. Our destination is Mukti. Our ultimate destination. And you will enter into the highest realm, into Mukti. And that is our goal and our objectives for each one of us. In the Sandhya, when we perform Sandhya, we say, every foes of mine, I lay them humbly at your gracious feet, O God. Whatever it is that I'm experiencing, I lay them at your feet. You're the supreme judge, and I lay them at your feet. I don't take matters into my own hands, but I lay them at your feet. Tu bas apna kaam kiye hai, do what you have to do. Aur Prabhu ka naam liye jaye. Chant God's name. Leave the rest to Him. Chhod sakal abhiman dhyan kar, and leave everything. It is His duty. He is the supreme judge. He is the one who dispenses justice, and He is the one who will do that. We're not the ones. Unless our profession is in the judicial system, then it is not our duty to judge people. Marana means to die. Why are you afraid of dying? If we perform actions that are not of benefit to us and are not beneficial to others, then we're killing ourselves day in, day out. But if we perform actions that are beneficial to not only ourselves but to others, then we're elevating ourselves and others too. Ana jana niyati jagatiki. This ever-revolving world, this universe that we are blessed to be in. Ana jana, what comes must go. What is born must die. Guruji has said many times, every accumulation is followed by a depletion. Every gain is followed by loss. Ana jana, what comes must go. So, jo aave so jaave, who comes into this world, he must leave. And O mind, make me cognizant of this, so that I may use the resources of this world to the best of my knowledge, but at the same time, when the time comes to relinquish it, that I may do so without any regrets. And that is the objective of today's message. May I kindly ask all of you to clasp your palms, close your eyes, as we join in a special prayer. Uncle Ravi told me, I was not aware, there was a shooting and many people lost their lives. May we clasp our palms, close our eyes, as we pray for them, the immediate families that are left behind, as we pray for them to have the requisite strength to move on. It is very difficult to lose a loved one and then find the strength to move on. So we pray for them to have that requisite strength. Trayambakam yajamahi sugandhim pushti vardhanam urvarukamiva bandhana mrityunjaya सुगन्धिं पुष्टिं वर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव बन्धना मृत्योर्मोक्षीयमामृता मृत्योर्मोक्षीयमामृता मृत्योर्मोक्षीयमामृता. God is the creator, sustainer, and the destroyer of this universe. May those families affected by the shooting, may they have the requisite strength to move on. Om Shanti, 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 Namaste. Thank you all for being very participative and giving me your cooperation throughout from this morning to now. I truly appreciate it. Unfortunately, Guruji is unable to make it here this morning, and it is all through his graces and through his teachings that I'm able to do this. It is also through my mother, father, and brother, whose support, without whose support, this would not have happened. Thank you again, and namaste. May I kindly ask